Ladies and gentlemen, Kazangpo and welcome to Windy City, the home of TENSUNG FC, where today's match day presents one of the biggest challenges of the season for the home side. It is TENSUNG FC versus the reigning champions, PARO FC. For TENSUNG, the situation becoming increasingly urgent. They begin the afternoon just 1 point above bottom place to Academy FC. And with Sirang 6 points ahead, every opportunity to close the gap is becoming more valuable. A victory today would be a huge step towards keeping themselves in the fight to remain in the Bhutan Premier League, but it will not be easy. This side, however, as we all know, this military side has built its identity on resilience, on discipline, on making life difficult for every opponent that visits Windy City. The squad remains largely unchanged and once again will rest on two of their standout performers. Their young goalkeeper, Yezedoji, whose performances have been among the brightest stories of TENSUNG's season, and their towering captain, the 6'3" Bhutanese Virgil van Dijk. Centre-back Sonam Punso will have the enormous task of keeping one of the league's most dangerous attacks at bay. Now, before we turn our attention to the league leaders, let's take a quick look at today's starting lineups. Well, quick apologies there, but let us simply wait for the national anthem before we get things going. With that, again, Kazangpo and welcome. Before we dive any deeper, here's a quick look at TENSUNG FC, the home side's lineup. Under head coach Kinle, it is Yezedoji on goal. It is Kinle sitting, Jimmy Punso, Som Punso, their captain, Pubdoji 19, Ligitan 6, Probatinzin 17, Probatinzin 14, Sangit Legden 17, Kaka sitting 10, Peldewachu 7, and Chinlewachu 11. A couple of names on the bench. They are starting without Sangil Letro. They are starting without Ugewanch Namgil. Looked like he would be a solid starter for TENSUNG going forward, but his talents have been kept on the bench as a surprise later on to get in against PARO. But a quick look at the opposition at the same time as well. Under head coach Pushpalal Sharma, it is Kelson Zangpo on goal. Mohibullah and Mamoon Musa both getting the chance this time in the start. Siddiqui Jawara, as always, Nimo Wangdi on that right back. Abduli Balde up front. Tomoyuki Uno in midfield. Sitim Namge as well. Alongside Purpa Wanchu. Yuta Mishima, their top scorer, the league's top scorer. And so I'm telling the youngster has gotten the chance again. Last time we saw him get the start was versus Ugan Academy. This time, Paro putting their faith on him as well. By all means, was simply amazing in that performance versus Ugan Academy. We'll be counting on that creative roll down on that wing from the youngster as well. But just a bit of a context before going in for Paro. It is pretty clear to keep winning. Did stumble in their opening weeks of their campaign. Started off with a loss versus Drukpa right at home as well. Followed it up with a draw But since then, the champions have looked every bit the dominant force Bhutanese football has come to expect. Have not tasted defeat since their second game. They arrived today on 22 points, locked in a thrilling title race with TENSUng FC with virtually no room for error. There are a few fresh faces, as you all saw in the starting 11. But make no mistake, no shortage of quality. Referring back to what I said earlier, this remains a squad with one of the deepest rosters in the league, simply overflowing with talent, depth and experience. And they'll be looking to continue their relentless march with another 3 points this afternoon. So here at Windy City, the story beautifully set. One side fighting to preserve its place in the top flight, the other fighting to hold on to the summit. And 90 compelling minutes await. It is TENSUng FC in red at home. It is PARO FC in yellow. Also, just as a teaser of sorts, PARO FC does have a couple of interesting names down in their bench as to whether they will get to play or whether they will not. We can only leave it up to head coach Pushpa Lal, but definitely looking forward to them making a mark up here in the top flight in Bhutanese football. Do let me know if you have any guesses as to who they are. But all we have left now is the countdown to get things going. And with that, back in action, TENSUng FC in possession. Struggle in their last couple of games did show us a lot of promise to start with. Opened it up with a masterful win against Transport United. Followed up with a draw versus BFF Academy, who were then league leaders. But since then, a drop in their creativity in midfield and their finishing up front has led them with the inability to follow it up with goals after the other teams have scored 1 or 2 against them. Looking to change it up this time around. We may be able to expect a lot from their goalkeeper. No shortage of consistency from their captain, but may need a bit of spark up front. That first goal that came by way of Chilewangdi, the 30-year-old forward for TENSUng, that amazing overhead right at that side as well. Came in from a delivery all the way across from that right. May want to expect a couple more this match, but by no means an easy opposition. Yuta Mishima up front for PARO. Their leading scorer, the league's top scorer, 10 goals up, 2 away from the next leaders, Rinzan Doji. May look to cement on that form as well. One of the easiest players to get into a heat check and get to a heat check early as well. Doesn't really require many touches to do so. But right now, somehow, TENSUng doing an amazing job with possession. But send it right towards Kelsen Zangpo. Again, an amazing goalkeeper. Part of the Dragon squad ever since his youth era. Part of the national squad as part of the under-12 squad went up and has been a part of the national squad ever since. You name it, he's been a part of every age group and now a part of the senior squad for quite a while. And right now with PARO FC especially, their staggering defensive efforts, not really getting many chances to put his full efforts on display. Solid connection up front with Abdul Balde. But now back over to the other goalkeeper who's been making a lot of waves. Has been getting his name known. The first time he's been the first option. A lot of big names he's played under. The most popular one would be Topke, who was a part of the TENSUng squad under head coach Kinle, I believe. Head coach Ngao. Intervention early required there from Sonam Punso, able to get one in towards Yeze. A lot of targets up front, but the Pakistani partnership back online. Not always do we see Mamoon Musa Khan there, number 6. The short hair and the immaculate beard get minutes for PARO. Did see him start in their first couple of games, but ever since bringing in Siddiq Jawara, not really many opportunities for him to shine. Also, one Brunei's name we are missing in that backline, Ugentoji, who did an amazing job in the time he got to shine for PARO, but since then has been a solid option off the bench. where he is today. Dinesh as well, alongside King Awanchuk Kezatochi and Tariq Kazi. The rest of the names I will not spoil for you guys. Leave it up to Paro. Tensung, an amazing job with possession, but right now on the defensive end, Chutar. Over on the left, Paro. Getting a lot of promise in. Yuta Mishima almost at the end of it, but Tensung gets to it first. Great read coming into that ball just in the nick of time. But it is back to Musa Khan again. Mohibullah Musa Khan up front down the middle. Sit him. The 33-year-old Japanese. An early chance there, left foot, but not enough danger manifesting in that accuracy that Pushpalal may have wanted, but will have to be satisfied with the shot at least getting an open lane towards the net. Just unfortunate it missed, but 4 minutes in, Tensung in possession. Chance up front, Kaka. The former Ogun Academy talent, still very young, only 25 years of age, has been an immense contributor here in the Tensung side this time around. Despite what their result may say, their players have been performing amazing. It is just the lack of goals forwarded that are hurting them, and right now not really the best of opponents where you expect to get a goal. Paro right now, in terms of record, at least second lowest in terms of goals awarded over to all of the other teams. Only 8 goals conceded right now for Paro, so an immaculate record, only beat by Timber City, who has only conceded 6 despite wrapping out round 1. Amazing numbers from both of these teams, which just makes the title race that much more amazing. But the record which Paro should be proud of is that they have the highest numbers of goals forwarded, 36 goals to their name. The second highest is Timber City, 11 goals down, 25. So an immense difference, possibly widened by that match against Ogun Academy, where Paro simply shattered the record, 11-0. And right now it is only counting, looking for advantage down on that left flank. Back out to Kelson Zangpo. Siddiqui Jawara. Hard to forget that possible goal of the season worthy attempt. Shot from Siddiqui Jawara, or Alves as he's known. Really wished we had the technology to measure the speed of the shot in times like this. We possibly may not even have seen shots of that power from guys like Dawat Sering. Siddiqui. Dangerous on both flanks. Paro with attacking-minded wing-backs. Chutar on the right, Siddiqui on the left. Hard to imagine what Tensung may be dealing with right now. But again, one of the league's most flexible and adaptable defenses. They are so far doing an amazing job. Whenever there is an overload, they somehow end up getting a lot of numbers in. As this time, chance up front, intercepted by Tensung, but still Chutar's to take. Cut in. Poke down the middle. Abduli Bal unable to find Chutar. Siddiqui. Intense flashbacks as he winded up that left foot. But again, as has been the case, Windy City not a favorable environment to let off those long shots. But this time does seem like the wind has settled down here at Tinchaling. So not really the worst of choices Paro could have made. Chutar dropping deep to help out short. Maybe a lot of work to do inside for Eze, who is not really finding many spaces to work with against the 33-year-old Japanese. Tomoyuki Uno being exploiting as much of the loopholes in the rulebook as he possibly can, but will get off with a smile after a couple of words from the referee, who has much to do today. A quick rundown of the officials. It is Virendra Rai, the main referee, assisted by Pasang and Tanin Sireng. Birman Limbu, the fourth official. With that, Paro, a deft delivery, but goes too far out. Yuta Mishima at the end of it, able to keep it to Asadiki. Back to Yuta, however, and Sona Punso sends it off without any mercy. Gets that deflection, but it is their goalkeepers nonetheless. Is it? All the way up front, Tensung tries to keep it under control, but Belden just enough hard there to win that ball over all those defenders who were simply waiting for it to come back. Did not really expect that sort of energy from Tensung, which you may come to regret, as time and time again they have proven not only this season, but seasons past. So far, not many reasons to celebrate for the military side, as Kaka Paro driven in down the middle. Abduli Pale, a lot of space for Cavani, but Sona Punso with that challenge comes in clean. Had Cavani on a string there with how well he was handled. But Cavani trying again, off to the right, Chutur. Sitimpeza as help. Tensung, too many bodies in the way. That backline consolidated without the sense that that ball came in from the other end just a second ago. As again, Sompunso able to find a touch in. Was too driven there for any sort of advantage for the Tigers. And back to Mohibullah. Musa Khan. Chutur again. The 27-year-old captain. A lot of involvement for him on that right back position. Has been one of their premier creators for a lot of chances. His impact not really recorded clearly in the stat line, but you can be sure that he will be at the beginning a lot of miracles. But right now, Cavani posted too deep inside. Tensung's ball to take. 11 minutes in, fair share of drama both sides. Not quite what you expect from the Tensung side, who typically gives away possession a lot of times. But three games now, they have looked like a team that is trying to evolve. They are right at the cusp. 3 games ago, they tried to change their tactics. They tried to hold on to the ball a bit more. And right now, seems like that direction has given them enormous improvement. Going into this season, going into round 2 as well, many of us expected Tensung to still stick to their old school military way. But right now, given the spot where they are in the table, situation has forced them to try something new, which is looking amazing. As to whether that will pay off, well, only fate will tell. But right now, they are doing an amazing job. Tensung playing it up long. A lot of success winning possession back. Chinle able to keep it away from Mohibullah, but Belden unable to find the recovery. It is Runyima. Sit him. Heavy challenge there. Had the man pirouetting. Purple or Huggy is facing off against his former team right now. Formerly a part of Tensung, now PARO, part of the national squad from 2018 to 2020. Nobody will argue that the caliber of football in the man is simply elite. And his talents in PARO not being wasted, Coach Pushpalal able to bring out a lot out of the 30-year-old. As it goes back out to Kelson Zangpo for a calm restart, quarter of an hour in. PARO FC and TENSUNG as well, both playing equally calm. A solid whip on the ball, able to be kept in control. Follow up from Hagi. But Purpawanchu unable to put just enough power there to beat the goalkeeper who got there right in time. Amazing agility from Yeze will still keep PARO at 0. Nima, this time down the middle, step over, gets him space down the left, had the defender stumbling. But Yuta Mishima at the end of that pass, unable to keep it grounded or towards a teammate, back out to Sangilegden and back up to Tensung. Got just enough of a contest there to make Siddiqui unable to get up in the air. Mohibullah helping back, gets the clearance. But it is Tensung's throw in, now inside PARO's half, through Sangilegden. The last couple of games, not quite sure what is bothering Sangilegden, but typically you would expect him to have a fairly high usage rate in the middle because he has been their sole creator and their sole facilitator down the middle. Of course, they do have other teammates getting involved, but without the freedom of play that he expresses, it has been difficult for Tensung to find any chances up front. Of course, he plays risky. Of course, when he's out of form, he does commit a lot of turnovers, but it is exactly that sort of life that Tensung may exactly need. And this time, without Ugiwon Namgyal in the starting 11, he might get a bit more touches to get himself warmed up proper. Last time, we did see a hopeful point, courtesy of that free kick, out of which Sangilegden scored. Thought that shot was going far post. Ended up faking it in. Since then, haven't really found much more reasons to celebrate. Also at home, Tensung not really giving their best as Siddiqui Jawara keeps that ball in stride on that left flank. A lot of help inside. Here's Itoji able to send it out first time. And PARO will be forced to retreat from a corner. So much more to do for Sonam Punso, who, despite his gigantic presence, may be feeling a bit normal amidst all these foreign signings PARO has brought in. Mohibullah and Musa Khan on the higher ends of 180. Siddiqui Jawara, 189. But even out of all that personnel, it is Som Punso able to get at the end of it. No contest there from PARO for that header. As the referee Sangilegden down on that challenge. Their captain Som Punso helping him up. But with that, it is PARO back in play. Tensung. Again, look at that coverage. Not many chances being allowed, and the ones that are simply traps set in place to force it towards their captain or any of their other teammates. Tomoyuki or Tomo. Musa Khan. over to Mohibullah. Siddiqui Jawara. Always down the middle. Cavani getting involved. Now on that left, a lot of space. But Paro does well holding back. Not really rushing, steadily approaching the 20-minute mark. Pressure came in heavy there. Barely got that pass off, but did succeed as Mamoon up front towards Nyima. Setim Namgir. Down the middle and back again. Pinballed, out of which Tensung will get that ball sent back out. Paro forced to retreat, but it is Tensung. Pelden. An unfortunate slip there for the Tensung forward. Hands possession back over to Huggy. Now back to Yuta. Nyima. Steady possession there. Paro showing sheer quality in their passes. Not really every day you get to see execution of this level. But right as I said it, my apologies to PARO FC fans, but just had to jinx it. As possession is now back over to Tensung. Sangilekten sends it back up high in the air. It is the football that Tensung will really enjoy. Somehow able to find an outlet back. Purba Tenzin. Back out to the captain again. Alves steals it off. Nyima. Steady progress inside the box. Cut in. Follow up. But here's it. Gets himself in the right position. Almost a fumble there, but confident enough to follow it up clean. Again, decent chance there from Paro, who faked it with the two options up front, sent it towards Cavani instead. But without it falling in the back of the net, it will still be nil for Paro, nil for Tensung, who are looking for a chance up front, unable to find Leto. Back again to Paro. Tensung's goalkeeper, still very young, only 22 years old, so a lot of room for growth. So eventually, may see him grow up a lot, but this time, yet another test. Driven down the middle, shot goes in! Denied the first time, but won't be denied for long as Setim Namgir able to find the target, bottom corner. Just right, just amazing. Amazing run down that right from Huggy to set it all up. Will be credited with that assist towards his Bernese partner down the middle. "21 minutes it took for Paro to get past that intense defense from Tensung. But still one up, Paro, nil for Tensung. A lot of hope as this match is just entering its early stages. Uptoji. Chimufunso. A bit casual there despite the pressure coming in. Able to find a teammate in the midst of it somehow, but that pressure, way too much challenge came in late. Tensung may get an intervention there from the referee. PARO FC's bench not happy at all as the yellow card has been given to Puptoji, but Paro, way too intense of a reaction there. Was late, but leave the judgment and the punishment up to the referee. Not quite much you gain by making the appeal in that sort of manner. Just yesterday, over in the Women's National League, the last match of Tier 3, we did see a red card being thrown over to Gallifrey Academy under 17, a red card over to Bhutan Academy as well. So the players here will have to be mindful that they do not fall under the same situation as well. Will not help anybody, will just end up impacting their players just that much more, having to cover that much ground. So far, only one yellow card here in this match to Puptoji. As PARO gained the advantage over on the goal line, over on the sidelines. Setten, Nyima. Curled in, goes past everybody. TENSUNG just able to find a foot in to gain a couple of precious seconds. That is enough. TENSUNG has regrouped. PARO unable to find any bit of flair past those two defenders coming in. Will have to settle for a throw-in. Utah coming in, but TENSUNG able to send it out. Moepola posted up heavy. Chinle. They want to look for help before they move on. It is Purpa Tenzin stepping up in midfield. And now down the right, TENSUNG making this possession interesting to watch. Has a burst of space, able to find him just enough of an angle there to get a pass in. Able to find a teammate, however, Gelson doing well. Not even allowing a whiff of the ball over to the home side. As Jima steals it back clean over Peldon, but it is back out to Tomo. Nyima now in midfield, up in front Cavani. Purpawachu Cavani got a bit of space there with that feint first time, decided to burst in with that second, which was a calm read there for the defender, as it will now be a PARO corner. Played far out, follow up, goes all the way on the other end. Chance again for Purpa. Came in way too late. Flag up, TENSUNG's possession it is. Look at that goal early on from Titim. Amazing setup there. And all Titim had to do was to put it in. Had that power coming in from that pass. First touch. Always a proper decision. But PARO may get one more again. As Purpa. Over to Nyima. Tried to send it down the middle to Cavani, but TENSUNG, too many bodies. 3 versus 2. Always an advantage for the team with more numbers. As Musa Khan late to that one. Fair contest, no foul intent. Tilawandi. Back up on his feet. TENSUNG playing it long, but unable to find the advantage past Nyima. And now Balde, still Balde. Challenge does come in, but able to get that release off quick. Hagi pass over to Utah, and Yenser with an amazing save. Despite the change in angles, quick enough from the goalkeeper to get to that shot in time. And PARO will be denied the follow-up here in the 28-minute mark. Amazing chance there. All courtesy of a setup from Abdul Pale, who was able to get that ball out just in time to find an advantage for Hagi. But given the fact that PARO are at least getting shots off, maybe only a while until they find their second, and maybe a couple more. TENSUNG on the other end, still unable to find proper chances. They are doing solid in build-up, however, their passes. They are trying short passes. It should be an affordable effort. First of all, they are doing well holding on to possession in midfield. But the lack of numbers in that final third affecting their chances going forward. You can hear the wind that is howling over here at TENSUNG. Nima. Izek got to it just in time, able to clear it off towards Peldon. At the start of their campaign, Peldon, TENSUNG number 7, was one of their few consistent performers up front as an attacking option. In the middle of so many critical build-ups, just unfortunate. Again, they were not as blessed with goals as they were. They are on their defensive end. Again, a bit late there from Musa Khan. A lot of challenges already from him. May want to be a bit careful. As TENSUNG almost got a touch in from Chinle. Pretty sure he wanted to try that overhead that we did with it. Not tonight with an attempt. We have seen time and time again from TENSUNG number 11. This time just couldn't quite pass Mohibullah. Half an hour in, Chutar. Again, look at the deviation that wind caused. That pass was going much further up. Just ended up being pushed right back. Tailwind for TENSUNG may be decent if they get a couple of shots from range. But right now, Nima taking all the space he can, carving open a lovely angle and right down the middle, the same setup. And the shot connects again. If it ain't broke, no need to fix it. Had an assist to start it off. Now rewarded with a goal. PARO FC on absolute fire. Right now, a drill run. Simply dancing around cones, able to find a lot of space. Only so much TENSUNG could have done, as they left way too much space, far out, committing to a run much deeper inside. Back to Musa Khan. Quarter of an hour left. Back to Mamoon. Tomo. Balde an option. Not quite sure what happened there with Mamoon. But it is TENSUNG's throw in nonetheless. Finding an advantage to at least get a couple of numbers up before they get anything going. They may want to play it slow. Koji, the recipient of the yellow card early on. Back to Pope. Heavily contested out of it. TENSUNG now finding Chinle. Sent down, able to get back up. Referee will hold on to his whistle as PARO continues on with possession in their own half. Utah. Solid defending there from Pop. Are they just able to get over the goalkeeper? What did a call there? No intervention from the referee as TENSUNG will get possession by way of their goalkeeper. The Gambian did make a promising run up front. Did look like it may have... It looked like he was trying to bait that contact from the goalkeeper. Definitely was contact, but not quite sure what exactly happened. It's PARO. Siddiqui Jawara. Yeltsin Zampo. Able to find accuracy on his pass as Nyima exploiting a lot of space with just one pass. Hagi had Utah up front, but will opt for the left instead. Steadily closing in, shot goes off. Denied by the bar. A matter of inches with that shot that came in. First proper touches for someone turning Dorothy and he makes it quite lethal. 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Mohibullah Siddiqui. PARO doing well enough with the numbers they brought in from the bench. But again, just a friendly reminder, PARO does have two more that they could rely on. So do continue tuning in to see who they are. Not quite sure if they will get their minutes today. They will get their debut today. But does seem pretty intimidating given their resume. But does only spell disaster for TENSUNG, who are right now struggling 2 goals behind. And the situation only continuing to worsen for the military side. Throughout their campaign of 9 games played, they have only forwarded 3 goals, which is the lowest. 4 goals below Ugin Academy, who have at least managed 7. 3 goals across 9 games from the entirety of your team doesn't really show much promise that you will get 2 or maybe 3 here in this match to come right back in. Chutar this time flagged offside. The Tigers halted in their momentum. It will be the home side with possession. Come on. Up front. Able to find Hagi onside. Tried to cut right in. That space was for dodgies. Still decided to force one. It ended up losing that physical battle. And TENSUNG with that clearance gets possession back for PARO.
It's down bigger. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Is there? Unable to send it past the halfway line. TENSUng still able to retain possession, however. Sonam. Able to send it up front. Cavani, a lot of space. Here's the Doji stepping up. Here's the airspeed. Cavani! Abduli Balde, the Gambian, has now made it 3 for PARO. So many runs that failed before this still did not deter him even a bit. An amazing effort there. Nimble footwork. Dance around the goalkeeper. Off to the left. No chance for the defenders who were closing in. And thankfully, did manage to find the back of the net. So many times we've seen misses in open nets. 5 minutes remain. TENSUng down by 3. The situation couldn't be gloomier for the home side, but couldn't ask for a better setup to come right back in heroic fashion. That's Nima. Back from Cavani. Nima still. This time fakes that pass off towards Cavani. Off to Yuta. Cavani down the middle. Tried to send it back to Yuta, unable to do so. Sit him in possession. Siddiqui Jawara. Yuta Mishima. Nima. Gets it back off a flick, but too many defenders in the way. Still somehow able to do so. Nima. Sompunso did well closing in. Got that ball right towards his Itochi. Otherwise, Yuta with that casual flick. Did look like he was going to make things dangerous. As PARO riding on sheer momentum. Off to Cavani on that right. Pup coming in with the shoulder. Unable to send the Gambian down. Yuta Mishima. Right inside, but unable to find a tap in. Had TENSUng's goalkeeper and their defenders scrambling to get a sense of where that shot was going to come from. Only fortunate that PARO ended up missing that shot completely. But it is Cavani down for PARO. Hopefully it is nothing too serious. Did well holding on to possession just long enough until he could get that pass down. In the meanwhile, a look at that one. Did well cutting. Sonam puts off as well. And just strong enough to fight that onslaught from the tower that was posted up on his back. PARO had the chance to make things even more dangerous than it already was, but TENSUng able to find an escape out on the wings, hugging the sidelines. An ambitious one up front. Belden, one-on-one situations for Belden, and TENSUng has found one finally. An amazing pass, simply sliced open that entire half of PARO, able to curve it in beyond Musa Khan, and Belden with the composure to send it over Kelson, who was coming in proper form as well. Celebrations underway for the home side despite being 2 down. A goal is always a nice sight to see. The first of the campaign for Belden, and what a way it came by. On their half. Only seconds left until we see the signal for additional time, as the medic has given the signal that Mr. Khan will be unable to continue on, and the stretcher is being brought in. Must have been the collision at the end of that shot, where all three, Kelton, Musa and Belden, all fell down together. A closer look at that run again. Musa making immense strides. You will look at talent, must have landed strong. Contact came in against Kelton Zanko, and that right ankle. Given the sheer momentum he came in with, had to hurt. Hopefully it is okay. For Musa Khan, hopefully it is only a minor injury. But again, the sheer scariness with regards to the Tigers is the fact that they have a lot of options to go to on their bench. They could opt for Ugen, they could opt for Terikazi. With that goal from Tensung, PARO may want to get themselves up on their toes. Not completely surprised on that goal in from Tensung. Too many defenders were posted up front looking to get involved in the attack, which did leave a much more scattered backline of PARO. Did get 3 more minutes of additional time. The referee may let it play on for a little bit longer, given the man down we had during the first minute of extra time. Nima, back out to Hagi. Tomo, double team coming in strong. Almost crossed the line, still able to keep it alive. PARO now looking to find space down the middle. Hagi with a promising run. Purpa, challenge came in from Kinle. Toronto had the second goal for Tensung. That amazing volley versus PFF Academy. But since then has not been able to find the back of the net despite having so many chances. Mohibullah taking a sweet couple of seconds off, facilitating up front. Right in stride for Cavani, but ended up keeping it online way too late. Flag up, possession the other way. Throw in for Tensung. Belden came in a bit too late there, still able to get possession. Puptoji already on a yellow card, but look at the sheer guts on the defender. A risky tackle with that one, almost one possession back, but PARO's it is. Typically on that left back, we do see Kinza come in for Tensung. Pretty sure it is a suspension for a triple yellow. The referee's mercy. Now stretching thin. Almost a minute past the allotted time. Back to Siddiqui. Chile doing well covering those two lanes towards Musa, Mohipula and Nyima. Unfortunately, that long pass was an option available to them, able to poke it back in. A series of one touches ends up for TENSUNG. May have had the last chance, but with that, the whistle comes in to the end of an entertaining first half so far. PARO, no surprise, able to put in 3 goals, 39 goals to their campaign now. TENSUNG on the other end, able to find the 4th of their campaign, the 1st of their match, and step 1 to a long hurdle up in front of them to stay in the BoB Bhutan Premier League. But until the second half resumes, it will be interesting to see how both teams adapt to the sheer unpredictability of the momentum here in this match. But do tune in. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Do let me know what you think the end results will be. Also, PARO does have 2 new faces in their bench. Will not spoil who they are. Do let me know if you have an idea. Do let me know if you think they will get to play today. Personally, I am looking forward to it. But without further ado, peace out. See you guys in the second half.
así, podría ser.
एकदम Rajesh bhai Rajesh bhai save
Ha? Well looked.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kunsangpo, and welcome back to the second half here at Windy City. As you can all hear, here at Tenchiling, the home of Tensung. It is PARO FC up by 3. They had Mamoon Musa Khan go down in the last couple of minutes of the first half, right as Peldon from Tensung scored Tensung's opening goal. Since then, it has been Ugandoji who has been brought in, jersey number 4 for PARO FC. And we are back in action. PARO, expecting an easy win today, in all honesty. But heading into this match, PARO, surprise. Right at the end of the first half, a lot of gaps in that back line, which Tensung managed to surgically break down. No longer taking any risks. PARO immediately pressing advantage. Nyima, right up high, Utah. Close call there. Yes, they're almost there. Just fortunate that that ball never threatened the back of the net.
Parang lumag yun ah. Ganun pa.
PARO in possession again. Tensung not finding many opportunities, but Utah. Got that header towards Yezer, but no threat with that one. Kaka up in the air, enough to intimidate Tomo. Sit him. Down on the flanks, Nyima. Getting a bit more involvement up front, but Tensung too many bodies. Will be taken the other way immediately. Chinle, not liking that challenge, wanting a call from the referee. Does get that whistle coming in a bit late, Obi. Only one yellow card in this match so far. It was for Puptoji, 19. The left back of Tensung going into this match. Looking right in the margin again. Cavani. Space off of that fake. Still holding on. Looking for a better angle. Amazing patience from the PARO forward. The Gambian had the third goal for PARO. That first came in from Titin Namge off of an assist from Hagi, who followed it up with a goal of his own. Ligi Jawara. Headed off by Tensung. Ugindoji. His first proper touches. Come on in towards Tomoyuki Uno. Siddiqui. We've seen him devastate opponents from that range already. Tensung may not want to give him space coming into that halfway line. That's Kurba. Now out, Tomoyuki Uno. Nima. Back out to Gindoji. Gindoji Restel. Muhibullah Siddiqui. Thought he was going to go for a shot. Tensung for sure had their heart rates up. But Kinle, now for Tensung, clipped off by Tetem. Tensung forced off into a throw-in. PARO upping their numbers inside Tensung's half. Maybe looking forward to getting possession back early. Does find just enough space there to get that outlet towards Purpatenzin. Back in, up high at the halfway line. And all the way on the other flanks. Coming in, quick. Here's PARO. But forced into too heavy of a touch. It will be Tensung's again. Tomo. A lot of options. Hagi and Tetem already on fire. Goal contributions on the board for both of these guys. It is Hagi looking to take it up down on the flank, but well then stolen back. Hagi up front to Utah. Try to get a touch in, but Tensung's captain, here Van Dijk, able to get himself in the correct position to send that ball out. PARO will try again. Looking for a more comfortable angle. Mohibullah Siddiqui is posted up. Closing in strong. They are definitely giving the Gambian the respect he deserves, especially with that cannon he has. Solid possession in midfield for Tensung. They are playing slow, legged in, not really getting involved as much as this team would want him to. Utah able to get that feint off past the two that came in. And now Sonam sitting. Already a close call from his side and one of his first touches this game. Can be really dangerous, the youngster.
Oh,
Steady progress. Tomoyuki Uno back in. Out to Escavani, looking for that burst of speed down that flank. Gives him enough space. Low delivery. Does find Tomoyuki Uno at its end. Let run off, but too many bodies in the way. Tensung doing well. Helping each other out, putting a team effort in against the sheer brilliance of PARO. Siddiqui, ambitious there from Tetem. Wild swing and a miss as Kaka. Over to Peldon. Back out to Kaka. Still Kaka sitting. This time Legden involved. Sanga Legden out to Kaka. Now on the wings, patiently testing out the chinks in PARO's defense. None on sight right now. Throw in for Tensung, but that just gives PARO even more time to consolidate their backline. Tensung looking for one from wide away. Wide away it will go again. Back out to Gelson Sangpo. PARO. Hit him. Sharp dribbling there. Still able to find an outlet. Decent pass up front. Storm Terry looking for advantage. Yes, they're able to close in quick and amazing bit of display in terms of dribbling down midfield for PARO. But still no advantage. Still at 3. 2 goal the margin to beat for TENSUNG. Something. Tomoyuki. Hagi. Off to Cavani. Right hand side challenge. Sends it off. Utah right back. In that far post. Looking for that blind spot. But that delivery able to meet him where he wanted it. Siddiqui. Looking for advantage himself. The Gambian. Unable to do so. So I'm sitting. Siddiqui. Trails it far out. Switching side. Step over. Just enough space. Now inside. Sit him. Cleared out. Up high. Cavani on the other end. Decent promise until that shot collided way too narrow of an angle to find any promise in the goalkeeper like his there. Did well at least culminating in a shot. Then it will go back out for TENSUNG. Seems like here's a dodgy for TENSUNG is down on the ground. Seems like he's back up on his feet at the end of way too much play there from the TENSUNG defender. Ended up taking it right to the face. Steadily approaching the 1 hour mark. Sompunso.
Yeah.
Chance up front, possession. TENSUNG did well holding on to it. But no clear advantage to play off of. Sangalegdan able to retain possession. Options available down on the flank. PARO closing in. Putting in form minimum against every possible angle.
Yeah, stop. Damn it.
Lobbed in. Siddiqui barely able to get it off. TENSUNG did have a promising option at the end of that cross. They will get the chance to try again. Belden. Pass back out. Cavani coming in to get a bit of pressure in against Dodgy. But with that, we have a substitution in the way. And it seems like PARO will be making one of their newest signings debut here in the match today. 2 changes. Keza Doji, the 20. Apologies for the interruption. But again, the two substitutions that were made. There's Doji, number 14 for PARO. And again, the debut for yet another Gambian. The 6-foot centre forward, only 21 years of age. Number 99, Mustafa Jallo, has been brought in by PARO. With that, they still do have one more left on their bench, yet to make his appearance. But it is an interesting position. All that's left right now is to see what Mustafa Jallo can do. Recently a part of Manila Tigers over in the Philippines, where he didn't really get the chance to shine. Didn't really get even the chance to play. Does have a solid frame on him, however. Vani. Kinga. First touches for the winger as well. Almost found an advantage at the end of Cavani's pass, but did well at least getting them yet another chance. With the addition of Mustafa Jallo up front, they do have yet another 6-footer capable of heading that ball inside around Sonapunso. But it will all be up to Titinange and his cross in. Just curl far out, head up, able to send it in, and back out from Punso, keeping it in the air. But then the Solam trying to clear it off, unable to do so, deflected back in, and now out again. After a string of frantic possessions, Tensung finally able to send it back out. Nelson Zanko was it is. Chance now deep inside Tensung's half. PARO haven't found an initiative since their last goal from Abduli Balde in the 39th minute. Second half a tale of despair both sides, despite so many chances coming in. Kinga. Ligi Jawara keeps it grounded. Kinga still. 4 defenders in that tight zone. PARO still able to find that outlet towards Mohipula again. Did have Tomoyuki behind, but that pass way too far back for the help that came in from Keza. One of the longest tenured players here in PARO, a part of the club. 7 seasons now. Truly a talent that the Tigers have come to appreciate. And given his age, a lot more room to grow as well. Chance up front. Giovanni was the option shot. Did have Mustafa Jallo a bit far behind, and now Siddiqui. Kinga had the advantage in that first step. Follow-up came in. Tomoyuki Uno now all the way up front, able to get a touch in. Cavani, left foot held off. Agi. Tomoyuki Uno again. Frantic, chaotic, and in the midst of it all, instant impact, but it has been denied. Flag up on PARO's newest debutant, Mustafa Jallo. Easy setup to get to that spot, but just unfortunate in the seconds that he was caught off guard. Paro. Getting Siddiqui involved. That left foot was faster against TENSUng FC. This time, almost deja vu. But a bit more respect from the side of TENSUng, who will get a lot of bodies in the way. Deflected off. Will be Paro again. Taken short. Hagi. Able to find his footing past the first, past the second. Hagi still. Still Hagi. Urpa. Got 10, too many bodies in the way from the military side. The home team barely surviving at this point. Saniki Jawara. Back out to Kinga. Try to whip it in without finding any advantage in open play. Collision both ways. It will be TENSUng's throw-in. Also, we have a sub coming in for TENSUng, their regular starter in that back line, Sangaleto. Now back in play. Likitandin, throw in play, short but pulled by Tenzin. Unable to keep it under control. This time the win is against TENSUng, tailwind in favor for Paro. So Siddiqui may get a bit more range in his shot if he wants to let it fly from way farther out. Sangalegden able to win ball back. But these are their forwards. Their involvement in that back line means that they will not have much options up front. Siddiqui Jawara curls one in, able to find a header, but unable to keep it towards the target. The wind not helping the target as well. You see that ball come in one direction, that wind pushes it the other. At this point, simply amazing effort that he was able to get a header in. Sitter. There's a Doji on the run up front. Cavani for help as well. A series of one touches will give them, almost give them a chance. But it is still there to win. They play their cards right. Paro could have their fault at the end of it. Almost all of their players have had touches in the last couple of minutes, but an unfortunate one at the end of it all will send it over to TENSUng. Kinga taking that one-on-one with pleasure. Gets that pass back, but may have been a bit too far out. Still that left foot in. Sompunsa. Hagi keeps possession alive for the Tigers. And back out to again. 8 minutes past the hour mark. Mohibullah. Yes, win still. Kinga tried to get it faint. Tried to get a feint in over Pelin. Unable to do so. Cleared off. Siddiqui flicked it above towards Tomoyuki Uno. Back out Mohibullah. Siddiqui Jawara. Nonchalant power on that crossover to that other side. Keza Toji, the recipient, matched up against Sangaleto, who does well. Getting a foot in on that ball. Got that read in perfect and way too feisty on that fight back from Keza Toji. And whose possession it is. Still Gezons. Play down the middle. Mustafa Diallo. Tensung. Referee says fair play. Taking advantage. Tensung space down the middle. Belden, their only goal scorer of this match, gets run off from distance. Siddiqui able to clip it off and possession back immediately the other way. The chance brought up the counter. Kenga leading the initiative down on the flanks. Belden taking on that assignment. Cavani. Some Punto stepping up, able to get a foot in. Purpawanchu, the 30-year-old at the beginning of this drive, plays it short. Now Kinga. Burrow. Siddiqui left foot. Dangerous as ever.
Something
Hadjeze up in the air, hung and proper. We'll be praying that those attempts do not come time and time again, as Tomoyuki Uno is down for PARO. The 33-year-old Japanese, since his return, a crucial part of PARO's build-up, PARO's midfield, has been consistent in his performance as a starter itself as well. So simply an amazing job, but we'll have to be mindful of his health going forward as well. It's a risky business. Get in the world of sports. Tensung. So many whistles coming in from the referee. The players themselves pretty confused. May not have been intentional, but throw-in played right to the back of the head of a PARO player. But it is back out for PARO to take. Moe Palau from Siddiqui, straight down the middle. Tomoyuki Uno, Cavani. Solid one touch, help a bit late, but still able to keep it on line. Sitipeza out the middle. Tomoyuki. Set him over to again. Back out to Tomoyuki with a lot of space in midfield. Siddiqui it is. Possession now over to again on that right flank. Tensung closing in steady. Still 2 goals. The home side will need to get right back into this match before they even have a chance to dream about victory, as brilliant pass makes it way up front, but Tensung barely able to get a foot on it. But with that man down again, this time for Tensung. Well, seems like the situation will only continue to worsen for the home side. Yet another player here in this match being taken off on the stretcher. This time for TENSUng. Early on, it was Musa Khan for PARO. TENSUng caught off guard. Cavani up front, barely a touch away. Is they're able to get a hand on it.
Yeah, no offside.
But the flag was up. The entirety of that build-up nullified in an instant. She controls it. Kinga. Bit of flair there from Hagi towards Mustafa. Hagi. Now to Keza. They want to look for a cross in. Does have a tower of their own inside that box. Tomoyuki Uno. Sudeki Jawara. The wind is in his favor. Still taking advantage. Mustafa kept it way down to the ground, had the entirety of that right post available to him. But it will be a moment of fortune for Yezetoji, who had that ball coming straight towards him. TENSUng. Kaka. Kinga. Switching it up. Over from the right side, Keza. Solid control. Tomoyuki and Bale. It is towards Bale. Back out, Keza. They do have Mustafa right inside if they can get one up high. Able to find a header down low to the ground. Song Guzo does well fighting it off as TENSUng has brought in their substitution. Karma Punso coming in, 37 for TENSUng. Also, we do seem to have made a change for PARO. Their other newest signing, but a bit on that shortly as TENSUng fighting off possession. Siddiqui Jawara, right inside, Keza. Driven in, that tackle able to get it up in the air for Yezetoji. And TENSUng the other way, looking to put pressure on PARO's newest goalkeeper. It is number 44, Lamin Saidi. Again, all the way from Gambia. Matched in height with the 6'3" captain of TENSUng. Very young as well, only 25 years of age. But of the Gambian under 20 side, under 23 side, senior side, you name it, he's been a part of it all. One of their promising, one of their rising stars. True to that name, does have the frame on him to put the sheer intimidation on any shots that may come his way. Will be interesting to see how he adjusts. Recently, part of Real de Banjul, Gambian Cup side which he helped lead for how many league titles. Right now brought in for that very talent, that very tenacity, that same experience over to the Tigers. As to whether that will be an upgrade over Gelson Zanko or not, yet to see. But resume does look promising. And with that, those were the two names that were on the bench for PARO. Not quite sure if they will be bringing in new guys. chance from afar. Try to get a header in from TENSUNG. Unable to do so, it will be PARO's to take.
ليش مرسومة؟
First touches for their goalkeeper, Lamin Saidi. Siddiqui Jawara already tried and tested his caliber as a defender, and as a scoring option. Not to be underestimated. Abdul Balde as well, immediate impact. But given the pressure PARO's forwards are putting up against TENSUNG, may not really be a match where we get to see their newest goalkeeper shine. Mustafa on the other end already had one close call. And that one goal denied with that offside flag being up. May want to look for that same opportunity again. Belden towards Sangilegden. Sangilegden over to the wing, looking like a promising opportunity, but ended up sending it right towards Mohibullah. Pretty anticlimactic given the promise, but still able to send it in somehow. Siddiqui Jawara. Cavani. Step in, pass, but way too physical for the Gambian to find any hope of getting a shot up. Belden, TENSUNG's first goal scorer this time. Tried to drive it in, but proper form from Lamin Saidi. And the sheer height on the man simply helping him keep that ball away. Siddiqui also did well coming in, putting in just enough pressure there. As Belden in this match simply finding his enlightenment. Already had an amazing goal, and this time with that second setup, made the most out of it. Just unfortunate that it was Lamin Saidi he had to beat. They do get an advantage. Intervention there for the referee. Sompunso not happy with the restrictions he is facing. Again, look at that. Sompunso finally looking normal. May want to put it to good use. TENSUNG, despite being able to find the touch in, it is now a counter-offensive. A blitz on the other end. Cavani helping out Hagi. Cavani still may have the step over. Yes, there who does well. Follows it up with yet another clean challenge. And the TENSUNG goalkeeper still keeping TENSUNG's hopes alive going into this match. Just a bit more than 5 minutes remain. PARO still denied their fourth. Medical attention over to the other end. Just look at the height on the goalkeeper. Still astonishing. They also brought in a goalkeeper for their women's side. He was another Gambian as well, Mary Gomez, the tallest player in the Women's National League this season. At an astonishing 6 foot, a height you do not expect over in the women's division. At this time over in the men's as well, bringing competition in for TENSUNG's captain. PARO or not. Able to get a foot in, but it is still the Gambian first to the recovery. Tried to do a bit too much there. An easy read there for the defenders. Belden kept it way too short, but still someone's able to find a delivery far out towards Mohibullah Siddiqui, keeping it back in play. Tomoyuki Uno seems like he has been given the captain's armband into the late stretch of this match. Geza. Down the middle, Geza. Set him. Able to find Geza just in the nick of time, but still unable to find any proper advantage as TENSUNG had both defenders closing in. Will still get the opportunity to continue on. Set him. TENSUNG simply hounding the possessions that come their way inside their own half. Up front is where they need a lot of chances. Japanese finding it back towards the Gambian. Siddiqui up front. Hagi almost tripped there. That wind-up took way too long, but it may still be PARO in possession. It is Cavani. Abduli Balde. Tomoyuki Uno. Heavy contest coming in against PARO in midfield. TENSUNG playing phenomenal defense. Finally broken in inside the box. We had Abduli Balde. Let one far off. Had an amazing view of that shot as well. Saw the serve and that went way too far off to that left. Decent effort, but will not matter if it doesn't go in. Kaka. Deflected off of Kesda. Purba tried to keep it in towards Chilawandi. Unable to do so. Siddiqui now with a clean outlet. Kinga. Cavani. Left foot goes in, but an easy pick up there for Yezer. Time ticking down. The sound of those seconds more heavier, more louder, more noisier in the ears of TENSUNG, who are down still by 2. Right now, 9th in the table. A win here will at least give them some hope and put them within a game of Tirang and BFF. On the other end, PARO in a tight battle against Timbu City. If you guys have followed us on Facebook, may have seen that the fixtures for round 2 have been released, and the last game of the season is somehow PARO versus Timbu City, which are top 2 right now. A point between the two. TENSUNG, Siddiqui, Belden sent it right towards Lamine Saidi. No mistakes from the new goalkeeper. And a casual throw that sent it all the way out towards Kinga. As TENSUNG have been denied yet another opportunity. PARO on the other end may get a bit of additional time as Tomoyuki Uno has the referee coming towards him, and the yellow card here is out.
Yeah, extra 5 minutes.
5 more minutes of additional time have been awarded. TENSUNG now in possession. May want to play their cards slowly, carefully, and as calmly as they can. If they can simply recreate what they did with that first goal of theirs, they may put themselves within a goal of PARO. Lobbed up high. It is a decent ball in. Try to get a follow-up in with that volley first time. Defender in the way. Sangilegden able to keep it under control. Still Sangilegden. And Sangye Ligden with that show of frustration has that yellow card to his name as well.
Extra time.
Third yellow card of this match as we have a substitute coming in for Tensung as well. It is Choki Wanshu, who we've seen time and time again. Has been a reliable option off the bench. What can he do now in the 4 minutes that we have remaining? Now to Lamine. Well, that was the pretty strong pass all the way up front, but ended up catching his teammate offside. Put it on the wing, Rami in the middle. Did see one go in for Mustafa, just unfortunate. It was an offside again. We want to see a solid mark in his debut. Siddiqui, a Gambian terrorizing Tensung's back line, able to send it in, falling, deflected off. A chance may be alive still. Darabunto, unable to get to that ball first. It is a clean challenge and an immediate release the other way. Plenty of pressure there from the sheer pressure. Siddiqui, what a carry all the way past Sonam Punto. Was able to get a pass in despite however powerful it may have been. Barely got it under control, barely got a shot off, which Tensung did. Amazing defending to read that trajectory to a T, and now a chance up front, their reward. For Tenzin, Choki, back to Choki. Dangerous pass down on that right, Pelden taking advantage, lofts one in. Way too far out, still up high in the air. Chinle, getting a bit too ambitious and effort from afar, will be no threat to Paro's newest goalkeeper.
Coach.
That Coach Pushpalal seems like he is enjoying the round here underneath the wind of Tenchuling. Looking pretty confident going forward, but again, not much time remains for Tensung. This time Mustafa down the middle, Cavani taking it down that right. Agi Ahel, Mustafa right foot, but here's there again. One of the primary reasons why Tensung has been avoiding bottom place over Ugan Academy. Their record really doesn't speak for the performances that their young goalkeeper has been putting up. Handball there against Mohit pulled up, but it will be played on by Paro. Mustafa, a clean pass in down to the wing. Balde, mashed up against Karmapuntrov till Balde, Sangaletro, bit too late, left foot winding up, goes for a pass instead the other way, Kinga, cutting in, shot went straight towards the defender. May have forced it a little bit too much. And now Pelin, Moepula closing in on Chinle, and also too strong. Paro's throw in, past time. And with that Tensung, despite their heroics from Belden Wangshu, it will be yet another loss as Paro continues on with their onslaught here up in the BoB Bhutan Premier League. Ever since losing their first, ever since drawing their second, it has now been a steady win streak for Paro, who will continue on with their winning record. Amazing debut for their new signings as well. Mustafa Chalo up front and Lamine, their goalkeeper, who I'm afraid will only continue to help Paro with their efforts to terrorize the rest of their oppositions. And with that, Paro now move up again to the top of the table over Timber City. This time 2 points up, 25 points to their name. Timber City second in 23. Transfer United, a bit of a chance for them, 19 points to their name. On the other end, Tensung will continue staying down in the relegation zone, 9 points, ninth place, and 5 points to their name. Only one above an Academy, and 6 below Sirang, who are up 11 points and 8. But until then, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the support. It was a nice match out here at Tensung. Do come in to support the next matches we have coming up. If you guys are unaware about the schedule, do follow BoB Bhutan Premier League on Facebook. Do follow Bhutan Football Federation and the BoB Bhutan Women's National League pages as well. For more information, updates, and news. Until then, this was your commentator, Vindish Tochi. See you guys in the next one.
Baby,